What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another 2K MyLeague rebuild. We're doing this live, but hopefully you guys will enjoy this as a video after, because I will leave these up. We're basically just killing time here. We're quarantining and chilling right now at the moment. So we're going to basically, this is a rebuild. We're going to simulate some more moves. We're in the middle of free agency right now. I'll go over some of the moves that we've already made. On my last video, I also showed you how you can set up a start today file and kind of readjust some of the injuries, some of the ratings if you want, and then have that file ready to go. That's what this is. This is the base file. We're not going to touch it. We're going to open up the rebuild that we've already been doing. And here we go. Before I get into this, I have a new gaming channel. I'll keep the 2K over here just because this is a basketball channel. It makes sense. But other games, I'm going to be doing some Rocket League, some other type of stuff. I'll be doing that on a gaming channel. So that is the top link in the description below. So go leave a subscription on that gaming channel so you can catch some other content. I know all you guys are pretty bored right now, so I'll be trying to keep you entertained with some gaming content. Gonna try and do 1 to 2 videos a day once I get going. I'm gonna pre-record some stuff right now just to make that a little bit easier on me. Schedule some uploads, try and get out in front. Doing gaming stuff is a lot easier than doing like mailbags and videos based on basketball, since honestly I don't even have to think about what I'm saying. I'm playing, and then it's really easy to edit. So we'll definitely have some Warzone with Eric Brandt, because Eric's been playing this. Maybe even a stream with Anthony Simons. He said he'd stream with me, but I think all he plays is Call of Duty Warzone. I don't know what else he plays, so I have to learn that game. I don't want to hop in the lobby with Anthony Simons and scrub it up on that game. So I still need to download it, but I will be doing that tonight. Probably not going to do it right now, since I don't know how hard it'd be on my computer. Actually, let me download it right now. Let me run COD with you and Ant. Bro, come on, man. I gotta play it cool. This will mess up my the stream a little bit, just with the screen. But let me download it right now. You really think if I'm gonna hop in the lobby with Anthony, I'm gonna be like, hey, this random person I've never talked to who's a Lakers fan, yeah, let's get him in. No, man, come on. Come on now, I'll probably be with Dan Marang, because that's who he's been gaming with. That would be interesting. A stream with me, Dan Marang, and Anthony Simons. But I don't know. Dan Marang might, I don't know. I don't think he likes me, so he might be talking trash about me. I don't know. Who knows? What's up, Eric? Yeah, man, stream with Simons would be dope. It'd be good content for you guys. I'm bored as hell with this stuck in this room constantly. But I've had a pretty good day considering. I'm good on the game, though. Bro, I literally just... It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're good. Maybe if you donate $25 a month to me on Patreon. You've played with D-Book already? Hey, so you're good. You've already played with an NBA player. I haven't. So let me get that download, and then we'll hop into the rebuild. If you're watching this as a video after, you could skip ahead or whatever, because it's just kind of downtime. That's what I would do personally. If I'm just looking for a rebuild right now, I'd skip ahead in the video if I'm watching this as a video after the stream. Bro, the thing is, if I end up gaming with the Blazer, I'm literally just gonna be completely normal, bro. Like, I'm not gonna fanboy. Like, I'm not like that. Like, they reply to me on Twitter, the dude's a person. Dude's a person who plays basketball really well. I'm a person who plays basketball sometimes. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. We'll have to see. But I told him I'm a Blazer YouTuber, have nothing to cover right now. I asked if he wanted to stream. So Eric's on right now. Eric's trying to steal my viewership. I'm literally trying to download it. Could play with Eric after this game. That'd be dope. I'm not going to download it on my PS4 though, and Steam won't open at the moment. But if I play with Eric after this, I'll maybe make it as part of this stream. But then after the stream is done, I'll like cut off the part where I streamed with Eric. I don't know. But I do want to start like Call of Duty Warzone streams. I'll be doing that on my other channel, so you better go subscribe if you haven't already done so. It's not on Steam? Where's it on? Every time People's Mix makes 3 actually, there's not enough people in here. I gotta make a rule for you, People's Mix. Every time you make 3 comments in a row, when chat's actually kind of moving, gotta chill a little bit. Because my guy, I literally look at it and it's just People's Mix, People's Mix, People's Mix, People's Mix. New gaming channel? Yeah, description. Obvious, you don't pay enough attention to me on Twitter, man. I tweeted it out and I posted it in the community tab. Wow, man. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. I'm gonna have to plug it because I know not a lot of people say it. I need to make like a channel update video as well. Let's see here. Call of Duty Warzone. Download. PC. Okay, it's off their site. Interesting. How do I... What the hell? How do I download it? I'm gonna put a display capture up, and I'm gonna ask you guys to help me. Can't click there. Do I have to sign up? Do you play my team on 2K at all, Tori? No, I don't. Yeah, everybody's been playing Warzone. It's on Blizzard. That's not even English. I'm trying to get it on PC. Because I don't have enough space on my PS4. Help me, chat. Need some help. That one. It's not even English. Now I'm counting on People's Mix to drop like 3, 4, 5 comments in a row helping me. Because I am clueless right now. It's not even English. Why are the top links not English? YouTube it. I might just download it after the stream. I'll just download it after. Screw it. We're going to get into 2K. I'll download it after. Download Blizzard. So is Blizzard like Steam? It's on there, I would help you. I hate the old PS4 with only 500 gigabytes. Only have 4 games at a time. Yeah, that's basically what I have. Okay, download Blizzard. Alright, so I'll just search download Blizzard. Okay, there we go. Okay. I thought it was just a site. So I'll run this. Hopefully it downloads fast. It's easier on PS4 to download. Not for me, because I would literally have to delete like 3 games I play. So, because that's like a 90 gigabyte download. That's like a fifth of the storage space. That's insane. Okay, is it running? Select a language. English. Because I speak English. The People's Mix. Alright, so I hope that means you, Eric, and I play, alright? I feel like you might say some stuff on stream that like would get my stream in trouble, bro. I feel like, you know, you're entertaining. A little bit of a spaz though. You don't have a mic? Okay, yeah, we could do that. Maybe. If you're good. Because I need to learn how to play this game. That'll be after this 2K stream. Okay, I gotta get this back to full screen. Hopefully it moves back to full screen. That would be, there we go. Thank you. You can't get your audio to work in COD? Eric, we'll do a Discord call. If you can do that. Tori, I saw that Gonzaga play their final game live last week, snuck in a game right before they canceled them all. Yeah, man, Gonzaga was gonna have a chance this year. They'll be good next year. I think they might be the favorite next year. They're stacked next year. So, all right, let me just create an account. God, I have to create an account. I just don't know how long it's gonna download on PC. That's why I'm doing it right now, so I can just do it in the back while I do this 2K stream. Blazers prize for the email. First car you owned. Security question. I shouldn't be giving away my security question. That'd be dumb. I'm definitely going to choose something else and not say it out loud. There we go. Create a free account. Alright. Then I'll get it downloaded. Then we can go. Actually, I'll start to kind of do this. Battle tag. Boom. Alright. So I'll start to kind of recap. Here we go. Alright. We're starting the 2K stream, basically. And I'm going to kind of recap what has happened. So Blazers, let's recap what happened for the Blazers, all right? We traded down in the draft for a couple like Thunder picks in the 20s. Then we traded those picks in a 3-team deal. We traded out Trevor Ariza to the Clippers. We got Kelly Oubre. We got Magruder. We're gonna try and stay under the tax. But we ended up trading for Kelly Oubre. It helped Phoenix clear some cap space, which they've used on. They took back Mike Conley. This is the previous episode. I had to work around a glitch. That's why Rubio was traded. That wasn't a deal. They signed DeRozan. They made a move for Mike Conley. The Jazz made a move for Chris Paul. They basically replaced Conley with Paul. They traded Conley and a pick for Paul. So, just real quick, Whiteside would have a non-trade clause with the second-year team option. Okay, that's what I was wondering, which sucks, but it also makes sense. All right, let me get this Warzone downloaded. I was hoping that'd be a workaround, but the People's Mix saying, "Yep, correct, Eric," as if he wasn't suggesting trades last stream that wasn't even close to working under the CBA. Okay, man. You probably asked to have it picked up if traded. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Keep this game updated automatically. Start install. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we're into the 2K. We are into the 2K. What else has happened? What else happened last video? This is if you guys haven't seen it. Hornets overpaid Gallinari. Christian Wood got re-signed. Clippers re-signed Montrezl Harrell. Nuggets re-signed Paul Millsap. Bulls signed Fred VanVleet. And I've been using a random number generator to generate some of these scenarios. Lakers re-signed Anthony Davis. Suns signed DeRozan. Some trades happened. Bielitsa went to the Bucks. some like draft pick trades, that type of thing. LaMarcus Aldridge went to the Pelicans, floor spacing center, which is, you know, Pelicans looking dirty next year. Hornets traded up, I think that was the 7th pick with PJ Washington in order to get the 3rd pick, in order to get what's his face, Anthony Edwards, to pair him with Devontae Graham. Yeah, that's what's happened. So let's get into free agency. I kind of forget where we're at. Pelicans we're gonna have the Pelicans re-sign. I don't know if they have more cap space though. Like if they waive favors and more. Let's have them go after some more cap space, because that'd save them $38 million. They could have like $15 million in cap space. So let's do that. They don't really need more. They just got Aldridge. They don't really need favors. They have $18 million in cap space. Gonna start managing some of these teams here. We'll have them waive a lot of these guys actually. Don't really need Okafor. I think they still have Hayes. Yeah, they still have Hayes behind Aldridge, so they don't need Okafor. We'll have them keep Frank Jackson, but they have, with their cap holds, they have $25 million to add to Zion. They'll bring back Brandon Ingram. They'll have Aldridge. They'll have Drew Holiday, Lonzo Ball. So our starting lineup's kind of stacked. Have you traded CJ yet? I think that's what everyone's waiting for. That is not going to happen. I'm trying to keep this as realistic as possible while also having some interesting things play out, but Blazers aren't trading CJ. So Blazers roster, though, you got Dame, CJ, Nurk, Whiteside resigned, Oubre, Collins. So Whiteside being the 6th man. That's starting lineup. You got Trent, you got Nas, Simons, Magruder. This was late 2nd round draft pick. You got Rodney Hood. So Blazers probably try and make another move, but let's find a destination for Cousins. We'll use a random number generator for that. We'll see where he's going. So we'll do it 1 through 30, 30 NBA teams. Each number corresponds with a team. If it doesn't make sense for that team to sign him, or they, you know, yeah, I'll have them sign for the MLE, so a lot of teams could sign him. But we got 8, which is 5, 6, 7, 8. The Hawks could bring him off the bench behind Capella. We'll come up with a couple other teams. 12. Kings, he could return to the Kings, which would be interesting. They have a lot of centers, but you could maybe move these guys over to power forward. I kind of like that narrative. We're gonna have Cousins go back to the Kings. We're gonna do it 1 year, $6 million. Actually, I want to make a team option, so we'll pay him a little bit more. Pay him 2 years, $8 million a year, team option 2nd year. Which is probably a bit of an overpay, but it's a team option. Kings have some cap space. We're going to have them get rid of Len. They don't need him. Get rid of Farrell. Get rid of Jeffries. They'll resign Guy. We'll have them get rid of Parker. All right. So we got Cousins going to go back to the Kings. And they'll move some guys over. We're going to wait to re-sign Brandon Ingram for the Pelicans so they keep their cap space. We're going to have, let's see, Fournier. Definitely going to make more than that $9 million. What percentage chance do you think that he goes back to the Magic? What do you guys think? I'm also, see, like, a cool part of this series, I'll also get your, like, thoughts on some possible free agency decisions and thoughts on some possible offseason decisions. I mean, Magic just aren't that great of a team. 40%, 65%. I'm leaning like 50. I think it's 50-50. I'm curious to see what Eric thinks. The chance that Fournier goes back to the Magic. Because I'm thinking about 50. I think it's 50-50. I think there's a team out there that might overpay him a little bit. A team with cap space that misses out on some top free agents. Could maybe be a good target for the Pelicans. He would possibly come off the bench for them, or maybe Lonzo would come off the bench. 55% says Eric. I'll do 53. So what? Random number generator. Anything above 53, he's leaving. Let's see if I can see it on the screen. I can't. 82. Okay, so he's leaving. So we'll do a 1 in 30. If it doesn't make sense, we'll re-roll. But we got 18, which is the Nuggets. They are paying a ton of money to everybody, so that's not going to happen. We got 3, which I think is the Bulls. They don't have the cap space. We got 12, which is the Hawks. That could actually be a really... No, the 12 is the... Wait, 12 is the Kings. They don't have enough cap space, it looks like. 3 again. 26. That's... Hawks could happen. So if we roll the Hawks, so we go into the Hawks. Would be an interesting pairing. Thunder are blowing it up. Because they just traded Chris Paul. They just lost Gallinari. They'll possibly trade Schroeder. Not entirely sure. Might keep him. But they're not interested. 27, the Timberwolves. Could be a good option. If they could get out from James Johnson's contract. Even if they keep CP3 in real life, I doubt they would do that. Yeah. Schroeder's right there, bro. Eric's seeing things. T-Wolves could happen, yeah. They just don't have a ton of cap space. They'd have to get rid of Johnson. We're going to see if we can get something better. We got 5, which I think is the Clippers. It's the Celtics. Rolling a bunch of teams is not going to happen. It's really not helping me. We've got 26 again. We got 14, which is the Lakers. They don't got the cap space. It's rough. It's rough, man. We're literally not getting any good options. Spurs. No, we just got. Let's see. Just got the Suns. They don't got cap space. 22. This is the struggle sometimes when you do it like this. 22 Raptors, no cap space. Give me a good team. Any other... What's up, Dave? Any other, like, good destinations for him, you guys think? Other than the Hawks? Because I might just roll, like, 1 out of 3. Like, Hawks, Pelicans... What else we got? Drop your Discord. I think Eric can invite. Right? Can Eric invite? Pacers. Ooh. Pacers could actually be interesting. Except they have no cap space. Could sign and trade. Could sign and trade like... doesn't really make much sense. Here, I'll drop the Discord for y'all. I'll keep rolling while I do it until I get something good. See, that's the problem, though. And then I have to get that full screen again. That's the only problem with that. Here, y'all. People's Mix, you're banned from it anyway, though. So, even if I invite you. I'll post it. This is my Discord link for anybody in chat that wants it. There you go. Bring up the task manager. Unban me? Bro, you don't ever learn your lesson, bro. And that's too much work right now. I'll do it after. I'll do it after the stream. All right, there we go. We got the Hawks. All right, thank God we finally got a team that made sense. We got an 8. There we go. We got the Hawks. How much the Hawks paying him? Eric, how much you think the Hawks would pay 48 to land him? No, I won't ban you. I won't ban you. 21 million a year? How many years? I'm thinking 21 million too. Like 3 years, 21 million per, something like that. I like those whole numbers. All right, we'll do that. We'll do that. Boom, there we go. Fournier to the Hawks. That's interesting. So I think they'll start him at the 2 guard and start DeAndre Hunter at the 3. He opted out 17. Yeah, he'll get paid more than 17. How you like the holding L2 LOLs? I'm just a helpful individual. Yeah. Stepped up. And help me with that, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, what's next? We got Dragic. Chances Dragic goes back to the Heat. What are you guys thinking? Because the Heat, what have they done? Have they even done anything? If the Heat re-signed a 1-year deal so they can keep that cap space, they haven't really done anything at this point. There's really no good options left on the free agent market for them. So the only way Dragic leaves is if another team like pays him a lot. So I think the chances that Dragic stays with the Heat, I'd actually put it at like 85%. But I'm going to balance that with what you guys think. So 70. Portland Made said 40. At this point, with the Heat not being able to sign anybody, they'll just pay him for a year, I think. There's really nobody out there better for them that would make it willing to like get rid of all these cap holds. You know? So unless they get somebody big, I think they'll just bring their team back. So I'm thinking like I'll do 80. I'll do 80. Anything above 80, he gone. Dope, it's actually showing up. It was showing up. Wells Fargo checking account. Why did that open up? That wasn't supposed to happen. I don't need... oh, it was the ad. Did I really accidentally click on the ad? Okay, here we go. Got 39. I'm not gonna show it to the screen. It's too bright. 39. So he's returning. We'll give him 1 year. How much you guys thinking? How much you thinking, Eric? I'm thinking like 1 year, 13 and a half, just because it's a 1 year contract. Maybe 14. Ash says 10 mil. In between that would be like 12 mil, maybe 12.5. Maybe do like a 2 years 25 with a team option. We'll do 2 years 25 with a team option. So if he gets traded and a team wants him next year, wants him for that price tag, they probably won't because he's already 34, so he'll probably decline. But we'll do that. And there we go. Marcus Morris. Chances he returns to the Clippers, I think are very, very high. I think are about 90%, 85%. 90 says Portland Made. Yeah, I don't see him leaving unless a team like drastically overpays him. So we'll roll with 90. Anything above 90, he gone though. We're on 100. We got a 10. All right, so he's staying. Probably 1 year. What's their cap situation though? That includes his cap hold though. I think. It's not the best, but I think the Clippers are willing to pay tax. They can always move off Ariza at the deadline if they need to save some money. I'm not sure if that... Sometimes the number of the team salary total includes the cap hold. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why, but it's been annoying for a while. People's Mix, why you keep leaving me alone? I'll do it 1 year, 15 mil for Morris. One year, 15 mil. Ibaka to the Raptors. I also think that's like 85%. Roll to 52. All right, there we go. Ibaka to the Raptors. Oh no, this is the Clippers. Do you think the Raptors would give him a 1 year deal? They got Kyle Lowry on a 1 year deal re-signed, so maybe they may be looking to line up 1 year deals this year. Or do you think they give him like 2 or 3 years? 1 year? How much? Ibaka, okay, it's really hard to figure out what Ibaka will make and how long the contract will be. Do they really want to go after Giannis next year? Is that actually like a legit rumor or what? 1 year, 14 mil. I think maybe we'll... He's about even with Morris, so we'll do 1 year, 15 mil. 1+1 team option that... We'll just do 1 year. We'll do it, Bird. We'll do it. Just for the team option, we'll do it 32 mil. There we go. That makes sense. All right. Gasol, same deal. 85%. Okay, we got an 85. That's just a reroll. 78. All right, so he's going back 2. I'm thinking he's about like... We'll do 1 year, 13 mil. We won't do a team option for him. We'll do 1 year, 13 mil. And we'll do 1 year, 14 mil. Yeah, Ibaka got 15. We'll do 1 year, 15. All right, Bertans. Good old Davis Bertans. Chance he leaves Washington. I feel like Washington might pay him like $20 million a year. We can also use this random number generator to like kind of determine how much they get paid. He'll stay. Odds he leaves. Odds another team poaches him. Like the Hornets just brought in, I don't know. I don't really know what the Hornets are doing, but the random number generator said Gallinari to Charlotte, so that's what happened. Maybe in a sign and trade, I don't know. I'd say 75 to 80% chance he stays in Washington. Yeah. So rolled an 11, so he's staying in Washington. 1 out of 100 being paid more, 1 being paid less. We'll roll it 2. It was a 97, so he's overpaid by Washington. All right. So what do you think, like, is the most the Wizards would possibly give him? Because that's a 97 out of 100 for the contract. I'm thinking... I don't know. Like... $22 million times 3 max. Yeah, I'm thinking somewhere around there. 3 years, $66 million. Yeah, that's an overpay, but Washington really wants to keep him. All right, there we go. That's an insane contract, but Bertans has been good this year. So at this point, Pelicans haven't really landed anybody. Mirotic, we're not going to bring him back from overseas. At this point, I think the Pelicans would maybe try to re-sign Favors. I don't really know. The Pelicans is a team we got to figure out right now. They're going to be a really interesting team to watch this offseason. But you already got Lonzo, Drew. You'll have Brandon Ingram. Zion, LaMarcus. They have Jackson Hayes as the backup center. They could sign like a cheap backup 4 to play like 12 minutes, or they could play Brandon Ingram's at backup small ball 4 and play Josh Hart more. So they don't really need much help in the front court. They have 24 million, almost 25 million in cap space. And we have to reduce that by like 4. They have about 20 million in cap space. I just made it a little higher so that next year it will be like on par with what it will be. But they don't really need a center if they got Hayes as the backup 5. So do they just like let go of Derek Favors at this point and go for a guard? But there's not like a ton of good guards left either. Well, we need to reduce okay. While we figure this out, we need to, these are random draft players. All right. Jeez, these random players. Okay, he's retired, so we're just going to reduce him to a 60. Channing Frye's retired. We'll reduce him to a 60. We didn't change the ratings of some free agents. That's what we forgot to do. So, like, Raymond Felton never coming back. Because who was it? Well, Dang's retired. I think Bogut's retired. Just to make it easier on ourselves. Because I saw, like, Isaiah Thomas at 77. Way, way, way overrated. We're going to have to reduce that. But it's Sean Livington as a 75. He's retired. Jared Smith's not that good. Mitch Reed. I mean, like, Brewer. Come on. Let's reduce IT's rating, because there's no way he's a 77 with how he's played as of late. He actually didn't have a terrible season, but he's not an efficient scorer. Not really he's a below average playmaker for a point guard, and he's a horrible defender. So there we go. That'll just make things easier. All right, so maybe Alec Burks. Alec Burks actually could be a good one. I'm actually just going to do that straight up. Just as a guy off the bench. How much do you think he gets paid, though? I think it'd probably be a 1-year contract. Maybe like 10 mil. Because he can make plays a little bit, too. So he could be like a secondary playmaker off the bench. Kind of a good fit with Josh Hart, I think. I think he played in New Orleans before. I don't remember. Maybe more like 8.5. We'll do 9. We'll do 1 year, $9 million for Alec Burks. All right, but this probably means like Favors is gone. So we need to find a team for Favors. Centers are going to be hard to figure out. All right, this kind of serves as an off-season preview, like an in-depth, super long off-season preview. But we got to figure out the centers. And the centers, where they're going to land is going to be tough to figure out. This might take a little bit of time. First team we got is the Pacers, and honestly, Sabonis is more of a center. I think they'd want a little bit more of a 4 than a. But like Favors can play either. He's been a 4 for the majority of his career. So like with the mid-level exception, maybe. Favors to Boston. We'll randomize a couple numbers. We got Pacers again. We're going to have them go to the Pacers. We just got the Pacers twice in a row. So with their, which for some reason they don't have their mid-level exception, we'll just change it after the fact. We'll do a 1 year, $9.9 million. Unless they have cap holds that they could get rid of? No. Yeah, because for some reason we can only do 4 points. We should be able to do $9 million because they're mid-level exception. But for some reason 2K glitches out sometimes. So we'll have him. Remind me to fix that. So he'll be a 3-big rotation with like Sabonis and Turner, which Favors can play with Turner because Turner can space the floor, and Turner's a center, and Favors more of like a power forward who can't really shoot. So I think Favors is actually a good fit with both these guys. That could make some sense. I don't think 2K knows what the mid-level exception is. Yeah, they do. For some teams, you'll get it. You'll get the taxpayer, and you'll get the full mid-level exception. Just sometimes it glitches out. Okay, so Baines. Chances he goes back to Phoenix, I think. Baines is hard to figure out. I want to hear what you guys think on Baines. San Antonio Spurs are in rebuild mode. They lost DeRozan in free agency, and they traded Aldridge. So San Antonio is one of the worst teams in the league now. Baines back to Boston. I'm thinking about it. Less than 50. Yeah. I'd say about a 40% chance he goes back to Phoenix. Here we go. We'll randomize it. All right, we got 66. So Baines is gone. We'll start rolling teams, see if they make sense. We got the Hawks. The Hawks still have. They're paying starting salary for Fournier was 20. They could overpay Baines on a 1-year contract to play behind Capella. What do you think about that, Eric? Curious. Could maybe do that. Because Capella doesn't play a ton of minutes anyway. They're playing about 30 minutes. We'll roll some other teams. If no other, we'll roll like 4 more teams. If nothing else makes sense, then we'll do the Hawks. You got the Raptors. They don't make sense. You got the Raptors again. They still don't make sense. You got the Mavericks. Could make some sense, but they like Kleba though. 6 is the 6 is the Clippers. Doesn't really make sense. And then you got the Nets, which don't make sense. We'll roll one more team. 3. All right. None of those other teams make sense. So we're gonna have Atlanta overpay them. They'll give them 1 year, $11 million, because they still have like $20 million in cap space after Fournier. Yeah, 1 year, $11 million. Baines will get paid. Basically, use it or lose it. The thing is, people defended Olshay's summer of 2016 with you had to use the cap space. It's like, okay, we'll sign guys to 1-year deals, so that then you use the cap space or you lose it, but don't kill your cap space for 3 more years because you're paying Evan Turner $18 million a year and paying Allen Crabbe $18 million a year. Mirotic, we're not even gonna mess with. Cantor, chances he goes back to Boston. See, the centers are hard to figure out. Centers are hard to figure out. I'd say, I don't know, 70%. And it's back to Portland. We already have Whiteside and Nurkic. Yeah, we're just going to play like 5 centers. Get Moses Brown out there on the court too with those guys. We're going to do the opposite of what Houston's doing. Be an interesting experiment. We'd get killed though. It's easier to go small than big. Ennis at point guard. Hey, Ennis doesn't have bad handles for a center. Dame off the bench. All right, I'm gonna say 70%. Didn't mean to do that. 70% he returns to the Celtics. We got a 91, which likely means that he's gone, which could happen. Do I have Madden? No, Madden's a crap game. They put no effort into that game. If 2K started doing NFL, I'd buy it. Okay, we gotta find a spot for Ennis. Ennis to the Mavericks could make sense. I kind of like that. Powell's still gonna be out for a while. They got Boban though. And what? They don't bring back Cauley Stein? I don't like that. Raptors. He can't even go to Canada. Raptors again. No thanks. Got 2. I think Madden and 2K are similarly trash. 2K actually tries to improve their game modes year in, year out, though. That's the thing. You got Milwaukee. I think they need wing help more, though. Oh, Suns. Suns need a Baines replacement since Baines left. So we'll do Phoenix. Phoenix needs a 4, though. Unless they... Because Bridge is too small to put there. Phoenix really needs a 4. I wonder if there's any chance Mirotic comes back, because Mirotic would be the perfect 4 for them. With this line. They got Conley, Booker, DeRozan. Ayton at center. They have literally no power forward. They only have They only have like 4.8 million though, because they use their cap space. So unless did they sign in trade? I forget what we did. They signed DeMar DeRozan and then they made that trade. That's why they're so far over the cap. Because they... Right? I forget what we did. I know it worked under the salary cap. Just trying to figure out how exactly it did. Oh, they traded for Conley. Okay, that's what happened. All right. Might not work perfectly under the salary cap, but we're not going to try that hard. So they got 4 point. Thing is, they waived Saric's rights, but I think we're just going to have him bring back Saric. Maybe 1 year player option. We'll do that. And then minimum level contract. Suns are going to be struggling with that position. But, you know, this is a Phoenix Suns type offseason. That makes sense. All right. Still trying to find a spot for my boy Ennis. We keep getting Toronto. It's like, of course, it's going to keep giving us Toronto when he can't even go there. Lakers. Didn't he diss the Lakers, though? I'm not sure that would work out too well. We got the Timberwolves. Timberwolves could make some sense. Nah, I don't like it. That's the problem with the centers, man. Is literally, you're going to have centers that are going to have to sign for the minimum. Like, we got the Clippers. They got 2 centers. You got the Wizards. They got 2 centers. You got the Knicks. You could go back to the Knicks. Literally might just do that. Might just have him go back to the Knicks at this point. Unless we can roll something better the other couple teams. Got the Sixers could be. Like, you got weird teams. You got him going back to the Knicks. You got him going to the Sixers, but they got Horford who slides over. So that don't make no sense. Thing is, you're going to have more centers on the market than teams really need. You got the Heat. They just re-signed Myers. We're going to have him re-sign Myers right now. Who, for some reason, is listed as a power forward. Does he usually guard the power forwards, or does Bam? Eric, you almost getting the dub. You watching Eric right now, too? Is Eric streaming? I don't know how much Myers is going to get. Probably $6 million. 1 year. $5 is the Celtics, so we're just going to have him go back. Because nothing else makes a ton of sense right now. And we couldn't roll something better. Are you playing with People's Mix then? Clarkson, percentage he goes back to the Jazz, I'd say is probably a 90%. 85%. I think is pretty high. They need his scoring off the bench. He's a good fit with the rest of that roster. They can pay him more. We rolled a 40. All right, we got him back to the Jazz. Next guy we have is Jabari Parker, who the Kings aren't going to bring back. How long is his contract? Roll 1 to 100. We got 70. We'll make it a 3-year contract then. How much they paying him? Got 19. He'll be on a good deal then. We'll do 3 years. 3 years, $30 million. Player option last year. There we go. Bogdanovich is going to get paid. We're not going to worry about that right now. Parker. Jabari. Finished 16th by myself. No thanks to People's Mix. No, it sounded like he was reacting to your game. The Pelicans. For Jabari. They honestly have cap space that they're going to lose regardless. That could actually make some sense behind Zion. Maybe they'd go big, or maybe they'd even look to trade Jackson Hayes. Jabari or Zion at the 3. Eric's probably cringing at the idea of Zion and Jabari playing together. But at that point, they got some cap space that they got to use. Honestly, I think they'd sign Joe Harris ahead of him. But just since we rolled the Pelicans, we'll have them sign overpaid Joe Harris, because Joe Harris makes a ton of sense for that team. And they got rid of Redick's cap hold. Redick might have retired, actually. I think Redick retired, I think. Or we put him somewhere else already. So we'll have New Orleans 1-year deal. That's the thing. You have such a good free agency class in 2020 or 2021 that I think you're going to see a lot of 1-year deals this offseason, so that teams can have cap space to go after guys next free agency. Next year's free agency is going to be insane. Oh, I need to use L2. We'll do it like 1 year, 13.5 mil. We'll do it flat, team option 2nd year. Jabari actually makes some sense for the Nets. They really need a 4. So we have the Pelicans stealing Joe Harris from the Nets. The Nets will get Jabari instead. We'll have to reduce the rookies because they're overrated. But the Nets, I think, have a... Let's see here. They're losing Joe Harris. They only have a taxpayer mid-level exception, which I don't think is enough for Jabari at that point. Unless they traded away... Taurean Prince, that's an awful contract. When they gave him that contract, I was cringing. That's terrible. Maybe they could trade Garrett Temple. And then they could have the full mid-level exception, right? Yeah, they'd have about $8 million to play with, and we're not gonna mess. We're gonna have them just sign a. We're gonna roll through this a little faster. We're gonna have them sign Marvin Williams. The Bucks just signed. Or just traded for Bielitsa, and they have Ilyasova, so they don't really need to bring Marvin Williams back. So taxpayer mid-level exception for Marvin Williams, pretty good deal, I think. Taxpayer is going to be like that. There we go. Who are the other 9 people who are watching? Don't say anything. I don't know. This is as much like a video that people can watch in their free time after this as anything. You know, I know That's the thing, is like, this would be better if I like edit it up in the in-between time, you know what I mean? So we're like, okay, we got this guy here, and then this guy here, this guy here, this guy here, this guy here. Like, that'd be a lot better. Content-wise, that'd also be a lot harder to do and would take a lot of time to do. And I like having you guys like live feedback, that type of thing. So we're doing it like this. Because this is what I do for like a 2K video. Like, if I was to edit it, I'd be doing this random number thing just to make it fun, you know. 2K has some unrealistic stuff. You'd have like AD signing with the Hawks or something stupid. If I let the system do all this. So Plumlee, I think literally no chance he doesn't go back to the Nuggets. We'll do it 90% though. 47. All right, we'll do it a 1-year deal as well. They got Millsap back on a 1-year deal. Like I said, lots of 1-year deals. We'll give him 10 mil. Jabari, still got to find a spot for him. $11? Who's 11? Hornets. Jazz? Jazz could use another 4. They don't have Royce O'Neal's contract in there. Thing is, I don't think they have their full mid-level exception. We'll come back to, maybe we'll have him trade Ed Davis somewhere. It should clear up their full mid-level exception. We'll have them sign, Jabari. The Jazz will sign Jabari. Jazz traded Conley and a pick for Chris Paul. They're going to sign Jabari. Bring back Clarkson. So Chris Paul, Jabari. It's interesting. It's interesting. Team with a lot cap space that'd be willing to take on Ed Davis. We'll have to attach like 2nd-round picks or something. It's only $5 million. So actually, the Knicks, he could be a good veteran for him. So we'll Knicks aren't landing anybody. So we'll give Ed Davis 2nd-round pick. We'll swap Best to New York, hopefully. There we go. To the Knicks. Boom. Alright, so they got their full mid-level exception. They're going to sign Jabari, which we'll have to fix this as well. We'll have to fix this with Favors and Jabari. Alright. So we'll sim it through until they're going to lose Fournier. We'll just let it renounce it. Make sure it doesn't clear any cap holds that we're going to need to keep. I hate how it will randomly get rid of... We'll get rid of Stanley Johnson. He's trash. We'll get rid of these guys. I don't care. Sarge back. And we'll get rid of those. See, because it was about to... That's the thing. If I just went right to the next day, it would have cleared Bertans' cap hold. We wouldn't have been able to bring him back to the Wizards. I hate how it will randomly select random cap holds to clear. Like, why would you waive Bertans' cap hold for $10 million when they're probably going to resign him for much more than that? It doesn't make sense to me, but, you know. Like, Myers, another one. Alright, so we're going to have to do this again. Because that's the thing. I don't want to forget that we're going to bump up Jabari and Favors. Because it's not giving us the full mid-level exception for those teams. I don't know why. So we basically just got to work around that glitch. By the way, if you just clicked on this video or new to this, I got a new gaming channel. We'll be doing like videos mostly. Probably not many streams on it. But it's top link in the description below, so please help me out and subscribe to that. I'd appreciate it. Right now we're sorting through free agency, which is the hardest part of this. We'll probably do role players nobody cares about. We'll probably do that off stream and get into next season in the next episode. I keep looking over here as if the camera's over there. It's right here. All right. Dude, Jabari, please just accept your contract offer, man. It'd help me out so I don't have to keep doing this right now. All right, we'll fix Favors' contract because it gave us the room exception for the Pelicans, which they wait, did the Pelicans bring back Favors? Oh, the Pacers. It was only giving us the room exception for the Pacers. They didn't even use any cap space. So they should have just had their mid-level exception. Okay, it's chilling out with getting rid of the cap holds. All right, there we go. We got Jabari, finally. So we'll fix those two contracts. Call of Duty's almost downloaded. We'll hop on with Eric later. Which I won't keep in the video. Maybe I'll go stream it on my second channel. I don't know. I don't even think I'm able to stream on my second channel yet. I think I have to like verify it or whatever. I don't remember the whole process. Okay, they're chilling out with the cap holds finally. Thank you. All right. Jabari. That's a good bench piece for the Jazz. Jabari for the Jazz makes a lot of sense. Stream COD. You gonna donate? If you donate right now, I'll stream COD. We're screwing around in 2K. Realistic sim. And then who's the other one? Favors with the Pacers. Favors with the Pacers makes a lot of sense, I think, man. I think he's a good fit with those guys. That's a good 3 big rotation. Maybe sprinkle in a little bit of batatse in there. Batatse sounds like a spice, too. Sprinkle in some batatse. So we'll give him full MLE. We'll give him a second-year team option for like 10.25. Yeah. Boom. Alrighty. I don't even have COD fully downloaded yet, so I can't even do it yet. Should we bring over? And we're not going to bring over Mirotic. We already have too many players to figure out. I think 75% chance, 80% chance JaVale goes back to the Lakers. I'll roll it right now. Roll to 34. All right, so we're Lakers are just kind of reshuffling here. I definitely think they just give 1-year contracts. That's the most I can give them, 1 year, $7 million. We'll also determine Dwight. I think it's about 75% chance he comes back. 82, so Dwight's gone. We'll get rid of his cap hold. Because he gone. Probably bring back Morris instead. I think if Dwight leaves, probably 75% chance Morris comes back. 98 out of 100, so he's gone as well. Who knows what they're going to do as center. But let's figure out where Dwight's going then. At this point, I'm not even going to roll. Who needs a backup center who would make sense other than the Lakers? Who would make sense for Dwight? I would say Rockets, but he's it's a 7-footer. He's not 6'5" like PJ Tucker, so he's too tall. Spurs are in rebuild mode. I think it has to be a good team. Maybe the Timberwolves. Maybe the Warriors. Dwight on the Warriors. LAC already has Zubac and Harrell. Blazers already have. Blazers have Nurkic and Whiteside. The Warriors. That's what I'm gonna do. Dwight Howard to the Warriors. And then they'll bring back Chris, because Okongwu shouldn't be rated that high. As I said, rookies are kind of overrated. We'll just do 1 year. Taxpayer mid-level exception. Especially in this draft class, which isn't that good. So, like, we'll just... Let's do it like this. Might reduce him a little bit more. If I catch anybody else, oh, Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony's really 20. I don't think Cole Anthony is that good, to be honest. 74. All right, there we go. So Mary Chiswick can keep him overseas. Trey Burke shouldn't even be that high. We'll reduce Trey Burke a little bit, wherever he is. There we go. We'll do something like a 75 is good. Collison, we just gonna have him going to the Lakers because that's where he's rumored to be going if he came back this year, and then of course he didn't, which now nobody's, you know, I mean, I guess it was the right decision because we're not even playing basketball right now. Who knows if we even finish the season? But Darren Collison for the I think they have their full mid-level exception. So Darren Collison we'll do it for like $5 million. And then maybe they can sign somebody else, maybe another big, maybe Biombo for like 4.8. Now we'll worry about the big later. They'll sign a center. Jeff Teague. The Hawks could theoretically bring him back, but we're gonna wait on him. Cauley Stein, we're gonna wait on him. I think at this point we just kind of Jeremy Grant. We're going to kind of re-sign some guys to some teams, and then we'll see kind of where rosters lie. Jeremy Grant, I don't know if he'll want to come back. You got Michael Porter as like the backup 3, and he can play some backup 4. So we got reduce him a little bit. Where'd they draft him? 22. He's old. There we go. But they could also use a shooting guard. Probably not. Yeah, probably not gonna bring back. Probably not gonna bring back Jeremy Grant to the Nuggets. I don't think he goes back. Coming off the bench, I think they kind of clear space for Porter to play some 4 behind Millsap. Plumlee can even play a little bit of 4 next to Jokic since Jokic can shoot. They kind of need like a 2 or like a. Oh, they need a wing. They need like a 2/3 since Porter can play 3/4. Tyreek Evans is suspended. That doesn't make sense. Wes Matthews could make some sense, but we'll have him going back to the Bucks most likely. Bembry is overrated. We didn't reduce his rating enough. Something we'll have to do. Bembry is literally garbage. Matthews, I'm gonna have Matthews going back to the Bucks. I think he stays with Milwaukee, unless you're talking about Garrison Matthews. We're gonna have him signing Galloway, and they needed they needed a bigger wing, I think. Maybe we'll even look at small forwards. We'll have to re-sign Royce O'Neal because he's actually on like a 4-year contract, but they didn't put it in. So maybe like a Glenn Robinson. I think Glenn Robinson would make some sense for the Nuggets. Just a guy who can shoot. An athletic guy who can cut too, you know, like playoff Jokic. We'll give him 1 year, $5 million. Jeremy Grant, we got to figure out where he's going. Pat Connaughton, I think the Bucks are going to keep it together, honestly. Jeremy Grant would make a ton of sense as a small ball center for the Rockets. going along with their small ball stuff, right? They have the full mid-level exception, I think. Yeah, they can squeeze in the full mid-level exception. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have Grant, which they kind of underrate the full mid-level exception. We're gonna have Grant 2 years with a player option. Grant brothers. Who's the other one? Jeremy Honestly, though, Jeremy Grant to the Rockets, one of the most likely change of teams this free agency, I think, because Jeremy Grant is like 6'9", can guard multiple positions, switchable with a guy like Covington, can shoot the three, athletic. Like, he'd be the perfect small ball starting center. If they're really gonna commit to the small ball thing, have like Covington and Grant, and like Macklemore there. Or maybe you move like Covington to small forward. You get a little bigger, but you still kind of have small ball. You know, you have like Covington at the starting 3. You have Tucker at the starting 4 and Grant at the starting 5. And they're all like switchable. Could make a lot of sense. We're not going to worry about centers. Centers we're going to worry about last. Augustine's chances he goes back, I think, is about 50-50. So we'll randomize it. It was an 88. All right, he's gone. We need to find a team that needs a backup point guard. We got Toronto, which lost Van Vliet. But they have, like, Tyler Davis. They have Norman Powell. They need more of a forward. They don't really need a backup point guard because Terrence Davis can play some point guard. They can sign somebody cheaper than Augustine. Houston needs a PG. Yeah, but they're using their full mid-level exception on Grant. So they don't got the money. You got the Knicks. Doesn't make much sense. You got the... I just rolled the Magic. So I think they might want to play RJ Hampton, though. Which we'll randomize the ratings before the season 2. We'll randomize them, so you'll have some random things happen with the ratings. That'll actually be the next episode. We got the Nuggets. 11 is the... We got 11 twice. So if 11 needs a backup point. We got the Jazz, who are using the full mid-level exception on Jabari Parker. And they have Clarkson. I mean, the Jazz would make sense. They just don't got the money because they paid Jabari. Alright, at this point, let's just find a team that needs a backup point guard. It's taking too long. We could maybe... Jazz don't have the assets. It'd be cool to trade Derrick Rose to Utah. They need a backup point guard. Houston definitely does, but they don't have the money. The Timberwolves do. Timberwolves could be a good spot. Timberwolves have a weird, like, roster construction. We're going to move Culver to maybe a Kogi. Kogi's smaller, so we're going to move a Kogi over to shooting guard. Oh, they have Malik Beasley that they're going to keep. They actually have 7... They're going to keep those two. So they're just going to have they're going to have their full mid-level exception. So we'll have them sign Augustine for like $5 million. That'll leave them maybe $6 million. I'll leave them like $3 million for other. That'll leave them with like $3.5 million for something else. Celtics have Halliburton. They drafted Halliburton to be their backup point guard. Should just do it like this. Yeah, Celtics So Celtics, you got Halliburton, who will like play like 12 minutes a game behind Kemba. And Smart can slide over to point guard if Halliburton struggles. Like I said, I'll randomize these ratings, so Halliburton could be better or worse than this. I'll randomize it for everybody, which I use a random number generator to roll to randomize ratings a little bit. Because that's the thing, you have some guys blow up out of nowhere, so we'll create some storylines like that. All right, Pelicans have used all their cap space, so we're going to give Brandon Ingram a max for 5 years, no player option. Malik Beasley, we're going to say screw it and pay him. Timberwolves don't have much cap space. I think Beasley gets an offer sheet, though. Like, something bigger. Maybe 60. Maybe we'll do 4 years, 60 mil with a player option. I think Beasley's going to get paid. Maybe not. Maybe a little bit more than that, but just sorting out the restricted free agents. Kings, do they have cap space left? Because that's the thing. If they don't have cap space left, it makes sense to just sign these guys now. Kings have no cap space left, so we'll sign Bogdanovich back, who I think they'll keep. Kings like giving out 4-year contracts too. We'll do it front. We'll do it front loaded though, with like a player option. So we'll do it like that. LA or Clippers for Augustine? Yeah, that could actually make some sense. But we already figured out Augustine. There's other point guards on the market, though. The Clippers do need a backup point guard. They do have... I mean, you got Lou. You got Lou and you got Pat Bev. I'm going to move Lou over to shooting guard so he doesn't start. And shooting guard's his more natural position anyway. So maybe they sign like a Trey Burke. I still gotta learn how to play Call of Duty. We just download it, so after this I'll play some on stream. I'll hop in a Discord chat with Eric. Eric can teach me. Eric, you know how to play now? There, we give him Trey Burke. We'll find just a cheap backup point guard for the Rockets too, because they need one. Probably have to be a minimum level guy. Honestly, Rockets are going small ball, so we'll give him Isaiah Thomas. Only makes sense, right? We got Scal. The Hawks still have some cap space, so we're going to wait. What do the Hawks even need? They're going to bring Killian Hayes over, who they drafted pretty high. They could use a... They have Baines listed as a power forward as well, which I'm not sure he can play. Scal will be the backup power forward, so they got this covered. They're actually kind of stacked in the front court. Maybe a bit too stacked, but they could still bring back Teague, but they really need a small forward at this point. Bembry sucks. Graham sucks. That guy sucks. They don't really need Damian Jones. They already are loaded at center. Actually opened up more cap space for him. So who's a good player that hasn't been signed yet that they could overpay on a 1-year deal? They're loaded in the front court. There's really not much. I mean, maybe Derek Jones, but like this is the type of team that I'd expect to go after a Malik Beasley. But like I think the Timberwolves would match that, so that's why I just gave that contract to the Timberwolves. But like if they could get like a Fournier and a Malik Beasley. But if they couldn't land somebody like a Beasley, I think I don't know, man. Because they signed Fournier, right? Yeah, they signed Fournier. So I think they're really trying to they're trying to compete with this roster. You got 4 good starters here. Probably need a defensive-minded, because Fournier can swing up to the 3. He's 6'7". So you could sign a shooting guard or a small forward. You probably need a defensive-minded player, though. Because those guys aren't the best defenders. He's still suspended, right? Your options aren't that great. Maybe they overpay for a West. Maybe we don't bring him back to Milwaukee. Would like Eric's insight, but he's too busy talking about him playing Call of Duty. my go-to is gone. I don't know. Who do the Hawks sign? Help me out. Who do you guys think would be a good fit there? Because they're gonna overpay somebody on a 1-year deal. Maybe Justin Holiday, who's a good defender and can shoot the 3. I don't know. Actually, he hasn't been a good 3-point shooter before. Wes Matthews. Yeah, I'm tempted. I think Justin Holiday might make a little bit more sense. He's played there before, but he's played everywhere before. Is there like a power forward that could swing down? Or maybe they trade for somebody. That like a bad team. Is there a bad team with I don't know, like a Spurs? Maybe they take on Redick? Splash Bros? Because the Spurs are in rebuild mode. So they could take on Redick without having to give up any salary. So we're just going to put him in the trade. We're going to see if there's something better out there. Cavs make no sense, but Redick is a worse version of Herter next year. Yeah, I'm not too high on Redick for them. We'd rather it be a two-way player. But like, none of these teams are really tanking teams like starting at the cellar. You got Celtics, Clippers, Grizzlies, Heat, Hornets. Like you would think maybe the Hornets, but they're young and they actually don't have a terrible roster, I guess. I don't know. They don't really have a player that the Hawks would want. The Jazz aren't taking the Kings. Don't really make sense. Because that contract sucks. Buddy Hield, they're not going to trade. It's hard to find the right type of player. Maybe a Sato, but he's not a defender. Yeah, it's hard to find the right type of player for them. So maybe they just signed maybe they would just sign a Justin Holiday and a Wesley Matthews. But I feel like that's kind of overkill at that point. Herter's probably overrated at 75. Herter's honestly not that good. So if they're really trying to win, might have him sign Justin Holiday. Seth? I don't know why the Mavericks would trade him, though. They'll overpay for a year of Justin Holiday. We'll do $9 million. And then maybe a 2-guard. Maybe they bring back Teague. A big 2-guard that can defend would be best, though. Maybe a Chris Dunn. Or maybe... I think Chris Dunn makes sense. The thing is, the Bulls just signed Van Vliet. So they don't need Chris Dunn. Moutier is not a good defender. We'll do Chris Dunn. We'll overpay him 1 year. We'll do 8. We'll do $8 million for your Chris Dunn. And there we go. That's the Hawks. So we're getting rid of got to get Sir Dominic Pointer a job, of course, man. Sir Dominic Pointer. That's the best name in basketball. Sir Dominic. Alright, so we figured out the Hawks. The Hawks are good to go. The Heat, they're just bringing guys back. Oh boy, the Heat aren't going to be fun to figure out. Because you look at their roster, it's just kind of like... Why is Iguodala even listed as a shooting guard? Why is his layup so bad? They really just need a power forward. I think they probably don't. They probably don't bring back Crowder. They probably bring back Derrick Jones. Actually, I think a bad team with a ton of cap space will waste some money on Derrick Jones. Yeah, they don't have him as a restricted free agent. And the Heat aren't going to want to pay him long term, so we're going to have him bring back Crowder at power forward instead of Derrick Jones. New York Knicks, that's exactly who I was thinking of. That's exactly who I was thinking of. Where's Crowder? There we go. We'll bring back Crowder. We'll give him $6 million. And we'll give him 7. Knicks. Knicks have Randall. They don't have anybody at small forward. I mean, that's kind of... Derrick Jones doesn't fit with, like, Randall and Robinson. Because, like, none of those guys can really shoot. But the Knicks are tanking. So... But I think the Knicks are going to go after free agents next year, too. So I think it would be something like a 1-year overpay. Just a random 1-year overpay. Because they have a ton of cap space and really have nobody else to sign. So I think you could possibly see something like that. I think Harkless is out there. I think he wants to win. So that's the thing. They got $45 million in cap space. DeBrickashaw Ferguson. That's another awesome name. Knicks are always tanking. That's true. Teague will need a new team. A team that like actually needs a backup point guard. They'll have Hawks are signing Chris Dunn. Jazz don't have money. And Donovan Mitchell can play some back. He's only 6'1". I thought he was like 6'3". Oh, I guess that was before the season when they made it without shoes for the measurements, but still. Wow. Okay. Maybe the Kings, but I don't think they have money either. Yeah, they don't got no money. Lakers are signing Collison. Maybe the Magic, because they're losing Augustine. The Mavericks have like Seth, Luka, Brunson. They don't need a point guard. This is rough, man. There's really no teams out there that really need a point guard. You got Drew Holiday, even Alec Burks. He's listed as a backup point guard. He can distribute slightly. I think he's more of a shooting guard, small forward. He's more of a wing than a guard, but Terrence Davis can play some backup point. Doesn't really none of this makes sense as a spot for Teague. I don't think he's gonna go back to Minnesota. Maybe the Warriors, but they're signing Dwight. They need more at center. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the Sixers. Maybe the Sixers would make some sense for Teague. Kind of a weird fit, because he's not the best shooter, but at that point. LAC doesn't. They got Lou and they got Patrick Beverley. So I had him sign a more like less known, less renowned player. Had him sign we had him sign Trey Burke. So they got Burke, they got Beverley, they got Lou Williams. Sixers probably need a backup, like a minimum level. We'll have him bring back O'Quinn, actually. All right, we're rounding out these teams here. Hopefully this is like good pace to this video, to the stream. We're gonna have the Raptors re-sign Boucher, who I think will. But they probably don't want to pay him long term, you know. If they're trying to save cap space for next year. Qualifying offer is probably too cheap. He probably wants something more than that. We'll sign elsewhere if it's just a qualifying offer. So I think the Raptors have to overpay him for a year. Maybe 1 year 10. Second year team. Why's Gerald Green that high? We got to fix some of these ratings. Jordan Bell's not 76. Didn't fully fix some of these ratings because 2K will overrate some random players, man. Geez, some of these guys don't make no sense to be rated as high as they are. Where are we at? All right, I think we're good. All right. Yeah, where's Blazers at? Blazers roster looks like. Blazers, quietish offseason. They made a move for Kelly Oubre. They traded Ariza and some picks for Kelly Oubre. So they got, like, Trent's going to be the backup guard, most likely behind Dame and CJ. You're going to have Kelly Oubre and then Rodney Hood. I'm assuming this season would start in, like, November, so you'd have Rodney Hood almost back. Who are they? You got Little as the backup 4 behind Collins, I think. Who are we missing? Who did we get rid of somebody else other than Ariza? Because I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Melo. That's who I'm forgetting. Yeah, I don't think they bring back Melo. I don't think that happens. I don't think Melo's a good fit with this roster. Portland still has... Portland's going to try and avoid the tax. Portland still has its MLE. They could still make a move for some sort of forward. Let's figure that out. All right, let's do it. Some sort of like combo forward. Two-way preferably. Maybe a Mo Harkless. Maybe we bring back Mo. Honestly, I think that's probably what I'm going to do. Most 3-point percentage. I mean, you look at this, right? Of course, there's some simulated games in here, but I think he's about this. 3 out of 4 years, he shoots 35% or higher from 3. I mean, not the best 3-point shooter, but he's, to be a backup 4 for a year. Went 30 minutes without commentating. That's a first. Trevin, man, why are you commentating, bro? What's up? What's up with that? Down for Mo to be back in Portland. How much to offer him, though? Like, it's only giving us our taxpayer mid-level exception. So something like that. 1 year, 5.52. Of course, if we sign him, we can change his contract because we should have our full mid-level exception. But the tax level will be about 138 because like 22 million over. So actually, I think this is about the right amount. We can stay under the tax. We'll re-sign Gabriel, wherever he's at. We'll re-sign Gabriel to a minimum. And then we'll actually round out the roster with Jalen Horde as the last roster spot. And we'll have our roster. It should all be under the tax. We'll give Mo Harkless a little bit less if we need to. Because the tax line, I think we're going to say, is 139. The salary cap goes up. We're going to say it's 138. So we might have to, like, only give Mo $5 million. But I think Mo's market value will be around $5 million. I think Mo would like coming back here. So our lineup next year, we'll have the starters being Dame, CJ, Oubre, Collins, Nurkic, right? And then off the bench, Simons might not play. You might have Trent Jr. playing like the backup guard, and you'll stagger Dame and CJ. So one of these guys is always at point. And then you'll get like 24 minutes a game for Gary Trent. Then once Hood gets back, he'll play small forward behind Kelly Oubre, and then power forward, you'll have like Harkless playing there. But until then, Harkless can get a decent amount of minutes backing up both these guys, Oubre and Collins, and then you have Whiteside backing up Nurkic. But at full strength, the bench would be Trent, Hood, Harkless, Whiteside. That's a pretty good bench, actually, especially defensively. I'll see you later, Ash. So I actually am cool with that lineup. Cool with that. So, all right, we're gonna land Harkless. Any other restricted free agents we should sign to their teams? We got Wancho, who I think is gonna get paid a decent amount, like 37 mil, player option. Melton. I like that bench, especially after this season's bench. Yeah, our bench could be good next year. Could be legitimately good. We took on salary in that Oubre trade. We took on Magruder's $5 million as well. So, like, if we didn't end up making a trade like that, we could have our full mid-level exception to sign somebody better than Harkless to that bench. The Grizzlies could still theoretically sign someone, but, I mean, they got Melton, Brooks, Winslow. There's really not much left. And there's really not much, like, after they sign. Brooks is kind of a 3-2. So, like, the 2 and the 3 will be covered by like, Brooks, Melton, and Winslow. So they don't need any of these guys. So I don't need to use their cap space. So I'm just gonna re-sign Melton right now because they got $9 million if they wait to re-sign Melton. But there's really no point to wait. Why Hernan Gomez getting paid like that? Have you seen how he's been playing in Minnesota? Hernan Gomez has been killing it. Melton's underrated too. How much you guys think Melton gets? Eric, what contract do you think Melton gets this offseason? Because this is going to be a hard one to figure out. $10 million a year. I think that's a little much, but maybe not. And how many years? 4 probably. Maybe player option. $9 million max. Melton's tough to figure out. 7 to 9 mil. We'll do 35 million. 4 years player option. We'll do that. Because Melton's good. He's in free agency, not on the roster. We'll re-sign Pirtle. We'll give him like 4 years. 4 years, 36 mil. Player option. These dudes are average players. Yeah, so it's like Terry Rozier, who got like $18 million a year for 3 years. So is Ricky Rubio, who got $18 million a year for 3 years this past offseason. These guys are on a restricted free agent too. They're gonna get like 7 to 10 million. We have to fire Stotts and get Atkinson. I'd be down for it, but it's not gonna happen. We'll wait on Scal since they're using the rest of their cap space. Royce O'Neal, his new contract isn't in here. He signed. See, like Royce O'Neal is an average player, but he signed for 4 years, $36 million. We should offer Teague low ball. Teague is another team already gave him a contract. I don't even think there's a player option. Teague. You got 76ers. NBA cap is crazy. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the level is. We got Napier. Lynn. Probably got to bring down a little bit. Where's Lynn? Lynn. Give me Lynn. Nerlens Noel. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one to figure out, too. The centers are tough to figure out. That's why I'm waiting on the centers and doing everything else. Because not a lot of teams need centers. I mean, look at this. You got Jared Allen, backup center. Mason Plumlee. Derek Favors. Jackson Hayes. Even Kaminsky, which I'm moving down to a 75. Ibaka. Rockets are signing Jeremy Grant to be their small ball center. Which, that's the thing, they only have a minimum contract. See, some of the teams, because PJ Tucker and Covington will probably be the starting forwards with Jeremy Grant starting small ball center. Nerlens Noel to New York, max. No way he makes a max, and also New York has Mitchell Robinson. I mean, maybe the Spurs would sign a guy like that, but they got Pirtle and Lyles. It's kind of I don't know. Jeremy Grant, is he getting a fat bag? The Suns? Didn't we have them signing a center? Yeah, I think they'd go for a more unheralded guy. Udo. We gotta reduce Udo. We gotta reduce Gortat. Because these guys aren't even in the league. And it's literally just confusing me. Maybe just, I mean, they got Diallo behind Adams. They don't really need a center. They need a power forward. Honestly, should have had the Warriors sign Noel instead of Dwight, but maybe we move one of these. I mean, they don't need front court help. They don't have the money. Like that. This is gonna be the problem. Maybe the Bucks, honestly. Because Robin, he's better than Robin. They got every other position covered. We're going to have them resign Matthews and Connaughton. They'll have the perimeter covered. So maybe they splash on Nerlens Noel. There's really no stretch fives left. I was going to say other than Chris, but he's a career 29%er. There honestly is not a stretch 5 left. Because I think they'd prefer a stretch 5. They'd prefer like a Scal. But they only have the taxpayers, so maybe the Bucks is going to be where Nerlens Noel goes. I got Larry Nance, Kevin Love, Andre Drummond. Or the Hornets. Actually, the Hornets actually make a ton of sense. They got some cap space. They're kind of a youngish team. Nerlens Noel's still only 26. They could use a rim protector. So here we go. We got Nerlens. For some reason, they can only give him... I can't go past this. So we'll give him... We'll give him that. Is Giannis' brother older than him? Good question. Yeah, 3 years older than him. Got drafted after him, though. He got drafted 6 years before this. So he got drafted at 22. Giannis got drafted at 19. 2K could literally go to ESPN and be like, hey, can we have your pictures for these guys? Which I think they use anyway. But for the rookies, like, they don't even have Zions. Like, quit being lazy, 2K. And update your damn pictures. Thanos. A lot of these guys I'm probably just going to do off stream at this point too. Oh, actually, you know who the Bucks are going to sign? Because he's like a power forward center type. He'll be their backup center. He can shoot. Because Milwaukee wants a lot of floor spacing around Giannis. Hmm. 1 year. Warriors, they're going to bring back Chris for minimum. Chris doesn't want to sign a minimum. Chris is overrated at that rating. So if we bring him down, he'll sign a minimum. He shouldn't be a 76 anyway. Yeah, actually he should be. Actually, he's gonna get a contract from the Knicks. To be a backup behind. They kind of need a backup power forward. I think Chris can play either. He's still young, so he still makes sense for the Knicks. They'll probably just overpay him. That's what they did. You know, they paid Bobby Portis 1 year contract last year, 15 mil. So I could see that doing again. I could see them doing that again. It's actually pretty good on the Warriors. Yeah, the Warriors makes bigs look better than they are, though. I mean, you look at Jordan Bell as a perfect example of that. He just fights a lot. Yeah, he's very feisty, to say the least. We've got Juan going back to Minnesota. Minnesota needs a backup center. You guys probably don't know where I'm going with this. Minnesota could use a backup center. Maybe get rid of Nas. Omari's maybe a bit overrated at 75. He's not bad. But Towns gets hurt a lot. You know, and James Johnson's going to decline. And Omari is almost more of a power forward than a center. So we're going to have him. They already have Juan. Screw it, just for the hell of it. Oh, we can't give out more offers today. We're going to bring in his brother, too. Maybe reduce Nas. I don't even know. Their roster's so weird, man. I hate the Timberwolves roster. Because they don't need a good backup center. They already got a lot of the bigs. They got Juan behind Toppin. They really don't need a backup big. I'm not going to give them Hernan Gomez. That'd just be overkill at that point. Unless they make another move. Let's just trade Johnson out somewhere. Make things a little easier. For like a overpaid wing. Looking just for an overpaid wing somewhere. Which I don't even know if there's somebody that makes sense. They already have a ton of bigs. We're going to move like Giles over. I don't even know what we're going to do with the Kings at this point. So they don't need a Johnson, though. Overpaid wing. Could maybe go for Torian Prince, slide him down to the 3. The Nets need a power forward. Nets would probably give up assets with that. That could actually make some sense. That's probably what we're going to end up doing. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to give him more of a veteran. They'll give up assets because Prince isn't a good contract at this point. Probably not great assets, but they got a lot of second-round picks. We'll give them the Suns. We'll give them the Hawks to take on Prince's contract. And we'll give them another one. We'll give them the Nets 2022. And there we go. We'll slide Prince down. Gets a bit better. They do have a lot of mediocre wings, but we'll move Spellman. No, we won't move Spellman. We'll bring in Hernan Gomez, Spellman to compete at backup center. We'll have Toppin and Juan Hernan Gomez. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to unite the brothers. Brothers everywhere. We're uniting them. We're bringing families back together. And we can't give them a contract yet. So we got to advance today. There we go. Our roster is almost complete once we get Harkless in there. And we'll be below the tax. Make sure no cap holds getting screwed. Barnes? What about Barnes? Matt Barnes? Harrison Barnes? Augustine's going elsewhere. That's fine. Alright, we're almost set to go. We're almost set to go on this. I'll fill out the rosters on my own, like non-stream, and then we'll get into next season. We'll randomize some ratings, and then we'll simulate next season. We'll hit the deadline, all that. That'll be fun. Sort out some good trades. Probably, this is kind of a monotonous, time-consuming thing, but, you know, it's a part of the whole simulation. So at this point, it's a bunch of role players anyway. So I probably will call it a wrap for this. Yeah, I'll end up calling it a wrap for this because, I mean, I'll put Matthews back on the Bucks. Tristan Thompson, we'll have to find a spot for, like, those guys. Actually, we're not going to have the Clippers sign Trey Burke. We're going to have them just bring back Reggie Jackson on a minimum. I don't know if they already signed Trey Burke. I think they already did. Yeah, we're just going to say who needs a backup point that would sign Trey Burke. We're just going to say the Cavs signed him. We'll just randomly swap these picks because we have to trade something else. We're going to say the Cavs signed him. We'll bring in Reggie to be their point guard since Reggie was already on the team. And maybe we'll play some Call of Duty with Eric right now. Which I don't know how to connect my... See, I could play on mouse and keyboard, but I'm going to suck on mouse and keyboard. Or I could play on controller and be better. The thing is, I don't know how to set up my controller with my computer. And mouse and keyboard in the long term, if I got used to it, would be better. I don't know. But that wraps up the 2K part of this video. So, like, after the stream, I'm going to edit the rest of this video and, like, cut it off here. So if you're watching this as a video, thank you for watching. Because we're going to cut off the Call of Duty gameplay because it doesn't make sense to have it in there. But I will be doing some Call of Duty stuff on my other channel, on my gaming channel. Top link in the description below. Google how to, easy. I mean, yeah, I could. I just didn't want to do it on stream, you know? But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching this 2K stream. Now cut off the video. Cut off the video there. As always, peace out. Go Blazers.